Once upon a chilling night, a group of friends gathered around a campfire in a secluded forest. They laughed and shared spooky tales to see who could evoke the most fear. Suddenly, a distant howl echoed through the trees, sending shivers down their spines. Unbeknownst to them, an old legend spoke of a vengeful spirit haunting the woods. As the fire crackled, one friend recounted an eerie tale about an abandoned house at the edge of town. Locals claimed it was cursed, with strange occurrences happening to anyone who dared to enter. A brave soul named Jack decided to explore it alone, armed with a camera to document his journey. Venturing into the darkness, Jack heard whispers and footsteps behind him. The house seemed alive, and every creak of the floorboards felt like a warning. When he reached the attic, he discovered a faded photograph of a woman with sorrowful eyes, dressed in antiquated clothing. Unease engulfed him as the whispers intensified. While Jack made his way out, the temperature plummeted, and a shadowy figure appeared before him. He took a blurry picture, and terror overcame him as he saw the image later, the apparition standing right behind him, wearing the same sorrowful expression as the woman in the photo. Another friend, Sarah, recounted a ghostly encounter she had in an abandoned hospital. She and her friends ventured inside, lured by the chilling history of the place. The air was thick with an inexplicable heaviness, and strange noises echoed from the empty hallways. While exploring the dark corridors, Sarah felt an icy hand on her shoulder, causing her to scream and run out. The night grew darker, and a distant thunderstorm set the perfect ambience for the spine-tingling stories. Another friend, Mark, shared a harrowing tale of a haunted doll he inherited from his grandmother. The doll's eyes seemed to follow him, and he heard it whispering at night. One night, he awoke to find the doll standing at the foot of his bed, its plastic face contorted into a sinister grin. As the friends huddled closer together, they noticed a pair of glowing red eyes staring at them from the surrounding darkness. Fear gripped their hearts as they realized they were being watched by an unseen entity. The howling in the distance grew louder, and they knew they were not alone. With their nerves on edge, they decided to end the gathering and head back to their tents. The forest seemed to close in around them, the trees rustling with a sinister energy. Each step felt heavier as the presence of the vengeful spirit became more palpable. As they reached their tents, the howling intensified, and they glimpsed a fleeting shadow moving among the trees. Fear took hold, and they hurriedly retreated into their tents, praying for dawn to break swiftly. The night seemed to stretch endlessly, filled with unsettling sounds and ominous whispers. As the first rays of sunlight finally pierced through the canopy, the howling ceased, and the forest returned to its usual tranquility. Though the friends survived the night, they would forever carry the memories of that terrifying experience. From that day on, they knew they had unlocked something malevolent in the woods, and the legend of the vengeful spirit would continue to haunt those who dared to venture into the forest after dark. In the days that followed, the group of friends couldn't shake off the lingering feeling of dread from their harrowing night in the forest. They shared their experiences with others, but most dismissed their stories as mere campfire tales. However, the group knew they had encountered something beyond explanation. Sarah, who had felt the icy hand in the abandoned hospital, started researching the history of the area. She discovered that the forest had a dark past, once inhabited by a vengeful woman who had suffered a tragic fate. Legend had it that she sought revenge on anyone who intruded upon her territory, and her malevolent spirit still roamed the woods. The friends' curiosity, mixed with trepidation, led them to return to the forest during daylight. They wanted to uncover more about the spirit and perhaps find a way to appease it. Armed with cameras and recording equipment, they ventured deep into the heart of the haunted woods. As they explored, they noticed strange phenomena, orbs of light darting among the trees, disembodied voices whispering in the wind, and inexplicable cold spots. The presence of the vengeful spirit was undeniable. With caution, they approached the abandoned house that Jack had explored during the campfire tales. Sarah decided to conduct a seance in the hope of communicating with the restless spirit. They formed a circle and began to call out to the entity, asking for a sign of its presence. At first, there was only eerie silence. Then, a faint knocking sound resonated through the walls of the house. Goosebumps crept up their skin as the knocking grew louder, becoming a steady rhythm. Fear and anticipation filled the air as the group braced themselves for what might come next. Suddenly, the temperature dropped dramatically, and the group could see their breaths in the chilly air. They heard faint whispers, seemingly coming from all directions. The atmosphere crackled with an electric energy, making the hairs on their arms stand on end. In the midst of the seance, the group caught glimpses of shadowy figures moving in the corners of their vision. Fear and fascination intertwined, driving them to continue their communication with the spirit. They asked questions, and the knocking sounds responded, seemingly answering their queries. As they delved deeper into the communication, one member of the group experienced an overwhelming sense of sorrow and despair. The spirit's tragic past seemed to reach out, tugging at their heartstrings. In an attempt to offer solace, they conveyed their sympathies and respect for the restless soul. The seance reached a crescendo, with the spirit's presence becoming more palpable and intense. It was as if the veil between the living and the afterlife had momentarily lifted, allowing them to glimpse into the realm of the supernatural. As the sun began to set, the group decided to conclude their communication with the spirit, feeling that they had connected enough with the otherworldly realm. They made their way back to the edge of the forest, their minds filled with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. From that day onward, the group became known as the Seekers of the Vengeful Spirit. They continued to visit the haunted woods, documenting their experiences and searching for answers about the tormented soul that roamed there. Their quest for understanding the afterlife and the mysteries of the supernatural world never ceased, and their chilling encounter would forever be etched in their memories as a true horror story that defied explanation. As the group continued their quest to unravel the mysteries of the vengeful spirit, they encountered even more chilling experiences in the haunted woods. Each visit brought new encounters with the paranormal, leaving them with a sense of both fear and fascination. During one of their expeditions, they stumbled upon an old graveyard hidden deep within the forest. The tombstones were weathered and covered in moss, bearing the names of individuals long forgotten. Sarah, the brave soul who had felt the icy hand in the abandoned hospital, felt drawn to a particular grave. As she approached the tombstone, a sudden gust of wind picked up, causing the surrounding trees to sway wildly. The group watched in awe as the wind formed eerie patterns, almost as if the spirits of the deceased were communicating with them. Sarah placed her hand on the tombstone, and a surge of energy passed through her, giving her a glimpse into the life of the person buried there. The experience left Sarah shaken, but it also fueled her determination to delve further into the history of the forest and the vengeful spirit. She spent countless hours researching ancient records and talking to local historians, trying to piece together the tragic tale of the woman whose spirit now haunted the woods. As the group's reputation grew, they started receiving requests for help from people who believed they were experiencing paranormal occurrences. Some were plagued by unexplained phenomena in their homes, while others reported encounters with shadowy figures in the nearby woods. The seekers embraced these opportunities to put their knowledge and experiences to use, assisting those in distress. They used their equipment to capture evidence of supernatural activity, hoping to provide some sense of closure or understanding for the troubled souls they encountered. Over time, they developed a deep respect for the spirit world, realizing that the line between the living and the dead was much thinner than they had ever imagined. They learned to approach the spirits with empathy and compassion, acknowledging the pain and suffering they might carry from their past lives. Their journey also brought them into contact with other paranormal investigators and researchers, forming connections with like-minded individuals who shared their passion for the unknown. Together, they exchanged stories, theories, and methods for communicating with the spirit realm, building a strong network of support and knowledge. As the years passed, the group's knowledge and understanding of the supernatural expanded. They became experts in their field, conducting lectures and workshops to share their insights with the wider community. Their work garnered respect from skeptics and believers alike, as they approached the paranormal with a blend of scientific inquiry and open-mindedness. Despite their deep understanding of the spirit world, the vengeful spirit in the haunted woods remained an enigma. They continued their visits, hoping to learn more about her tragic past and perhaps find a way to bring peace to her restless soul. The true horror story of the vengeful spirit in the haunted woods became a legend in itself, inspiring others to explore the mysteries of the unknown. It served as a reminder that there were realms beyond our understanding, waiting to be discovered and explored. And so, the seekers of the vengeful spirit continued their quest, forever driven by a thirst for knowledge, a desire to uncover the truth, and a willingness to face the terrors of the supernatural. Their journey became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring allure of the unknown, reminding us that there are still countless mysteries in the world, waiting to be unraveled.